Hi everyone, my name is Christine. This channel is all about cross-cultural psychology and global living. Welcome to the What Do I Do series. We will talk about different things from what do I do if I'm homesick, how do I deal with reverse culture shock, all the nuances and all the different questions related to global living from a psychology perspective. So let's get right into the topic. Today's topic is what do I do if I am feeling homesick? I will be giving you 5 tips on how to get through homesickness. Be sure to watch until the end because maybe it's 1, 2, 3, or maybe it's a 5th advice that will click for you. But in general, I'm confident that one of these will be able to help you. So let's get into it. Number one is accepting. Moving to a new place is not easy. We somehow, well, at least for me, I have this superhero complex where I'm like, okay, I can do this, let's go. I can adapt in like 2 hours. The first step to overcoming homesickness is accepting that this is part of the moving process. It's normal. It's normal to feel like, am I doing the right thing? Is this really where I'm supposed to be? All of these different emotions, accept, let it pass, and understand that it is part of the process. It helped me a lot because I went from being so harsh with myself to having more self-compassion. I made a big move, whether it's moving to a place or moving back to a place, and it's never easy, right? It's never easy. Have more self-compassion, accept that this is part of the moving process. Tip number 2 is to list down grounding activities. When we are feeling ungrounded, it's because a lot of times our habits back home or wherever you came from or what you're used to, you can't seem to fit it in your new life. For example, let's say you're someone who moved from Japan to Spain and you're used to the subway and having coffee in the stop. And now you're back in Spain where the lifestyle is very different. There is no favorite coffee shop from Japan. Your habits and all of these things will get mixed and matched while you move. Find and list down the activities that make you feel grounded. And in the next few weeks after you watch this video, do your best to recreate in the place that you are in right now. A concrete example of this is, let's go back to the example of the coffee shop. Drinking coffee on the way to work is something that grounds me. Maybe do a coffee session before you leave for work. Recreate that momentum. And it does not stop here. Once you know what activities fuel you and make you feel grounded, you can apply this everywhere you go. You know the trick now. So recreating what makes you feel at home helps you stay grounded and alleviates that feeling of, who am I? What am I doing here? Am I still myself? So find those activities. Tip number 3, food. I love this topic so much because it is not a common one and I don't see people talking about it. I was so homesick when I was in LA. I missed Taiwanese food so much. I went to a Taiwanese place and my mood instantly went from like, 1, I'm gonna leave here, I don't belong here, all those great thoughts, to, oh, there's also a piece of home here. For you, what is your comfort food? What makes you feel like this is home? Find that and make it yourself or find a restaurant. If your budget allows, splurge on yourself a little bit and make yourself feel that this place can be home too through your food. Tip number 4. Now there are a gajillion meditation videos for free. If you were to search, it will be root chakra meditation or grounding meditation that will help you feel grounded in your body at the present moment. I'll be creating a grounding video soon. Watch out for that. For now, there are free resources online that you can access. If you are not a yogi or you feel like it's too much, like, what is chakra? Give it a try, right? Give it a try. I noticed that for third culture kids and digital nomads, It's so hard to feel grounded, and this kind of root healing is exactly what we need. So check out root chakra meditations or healing meditations online and let me know if it helps you out. Number 5, if you're like me, I can be a bit headstrong and not share with people that I'm struggling. When I'm traveling a lot, people see that it's a privilege, and for healthier, I feel this way. But in moments like this, having social connection can really, really help us. I've been asked this question before. If you're homesick, should you call your family? Will that hinder your adapting process? My answer to that is do what's best for you. And if you feel like at this moment you want to call your family, please don't deprive yourself and just call them. Life is too short to feel like no one loves you or any of those emotions. And if calling your family, sure, it can potentially slow down the opportunity to meet new people. But if you are already suffering, give it to yourself to find loved ones to talk to, old friends to talk to, and feel the love that people have for you. Because here's what I learned, even if we are alone in a new place, we are loved. We are loved. You are not alone. And it's hard to remember that, especially when you're physically alone in a new place. And at least let this channel be a safe space for you. I'll be talking here every week, and I hope that it will be helpful for you to know that you are not alone. If you find this video helpful, let me know in the comment section just a little bit of background on why I created this channel. My entire life is moving from places to places. I'm a third culture kid. A third culture kid is someone who grew up in a place that's different from their parents' culture. I've been approached by different nomads and travelers asking me questions about the things that I'll talk about. If this is your jam, click subscribe to learn more about global living, cross-cultural psychology. Subscribe will be very helpful because we get to connect. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.